Hi and thanks for watching. This is more about fitness training and powerlifting, etc. And I do a little talk every morning when I do my shorts about fitness, etc. But I don't do much in-depth stuff. And I'm coming up to 62 this year. My biggest regret, and I will tell you now, is when I gave up work, when I retired after I had my stroke, I started walking more. And even though I did walk before, when I did street photography, etc., I do not walk as much as I do now. And that morning walk has become very important to me. Basically, the day after I got out of hospital and was able to walk again, I started walking. And that year I did a 365 10,000 steps a day. And it's basically continued. I'm actually in nearly 365 steps again this year, without a break. And that's really been interesting because I didn't know I was doing it. It just happens to be something I've done. I find that having breakfast, going out for a walk, and because I've got time to be able to do that, has helped me mentally, physically, everything. It's changed my whole life. And I look back and I wish I'd always taken the time to go for a walk every day, whether that be first thing in the morning or after work. And when I look back at it, we always have time, but we always find an excuse. And I know it's difficult with a family and kids and everything else, but honestly, I wish I had done it more. I wish I'd either gone out for an hour before work or I'd gone out for an hour after work. That time spent on yourself, for your own mental health, for your own well-being, just walking is amazing. And the fat burning ability of it has just been proven through the good glucose goddess that you actually burn more body fat by doing that as well than high intensity workouts. You burn more actual fat by doing low level cardio work than you do high level cardio work. So that's an interesting fact. As far as going to the gym, a lot of you know, if you've been following my shorts, I went to Greenbank Gym. I'm still a member of Greenbank Gym and I'm going to go back to Greenbank Gym as well at certain periods of the year. But I decided to join a barbell club in Sefton Street, and that's going really well. And that's because I've joined British Powerlifting and I've decided to do a bench press competition in a few months' time, and that's just for charity. And I'm also going to do a Northwest Powerlifting competition in July. At the moment, I'll come on to that in a minute, what's going on with me, but I just want to have a go at it, and why not? I'm retired, I can. It's something I used to really enjoy when I was in my 30s. I was lifting in competitions and doing really well. And then obviously a car accident, if anyone remember that far back, finished that for me, and I stopped. And I never really got back in the gym. Another really big regret. I actually honestly don't think I would have had my stroke and a few other things if I had walked every day and if I'd gone to the gym all the time. I think we neglect ourselves a hell of a lot over our lifetimes, and I look back at it now and I do regret that. I don't have many life regrets, and I don't regret my life, but I do regret not walking every day, and I do regret not having an hour in the gym a day, at least an hour in the gym a day. I think I was in the gym or training. A lot of you know I swam for Kent, played roller hockey for England, and I powerlifted and did all sorts of other stuff as well. And that's roughly stopped at around 35 after I had an accident, and I never really got back into it. I got lazy, I put on a bit of weight, and I never really got back into my sport. I think that's been detrimental to my health, and now going back to it, I realise how good it is for me and how good I feel. When I go to the gym, it hurts sometimes when you're in there, but not as much as I thought it would do. But when I come out, I'm on cloud 9. Whatever it releases in your body after you've trained is quite amazing to how it makes you feel. There's a lady that's training in the gym at the same time as me that's in the next weight category above me. Age category above me, so M4, so that's over 70. I'm in the M3 category, which is over 60. She's in M4, and she's actually deadlifting more than me at the moment, which is quite amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But she says like it hurts and everything in the gym, but it's how she feels afterwards. And she's got a lot of shit going on in her life. I'm not going to tell you who this person is, but she's got a lot of shit going on in her life. So actually to go to the gym and have a period of time in the gym to get that release is an amazing thing. It makes her feel better afterwards. And it just takes your mind off all the shit for all the time you're in there. So I've started back, before I started powerlifting again, I went through the motions of doing 2 12-week training cycles basically. and I started just I started going up in reps. So the first 12 weeks was all start at one set of 8, and then I built up to 4 sets of 12 or 4 sets of 20 I finished up in the end. And then I changed then from going from higher reps to higher weight, and slowly started increasing the weight every week. And now I'm doing a completely different program that I've never done before. I didn't even design it myself, and I'm getting my coach to do it for me. It works in a new, different way, and it's sort of working. I will come on to the problems with it. It's sort of working, but because it's not by myself, I don't understand quite why it is the way it is. And also, I think it's going up weight too quick for my body. And my body is reacting to that. I think that's what's happening. Either that, or I have an issue with some technique on deadlift. Bench press is going fine. I'm nigh on bench pressing 100 kilos every time I go every week, and then doing loads and loads of reps and sets at 75 kilos, 80 kilos, all working fine. And squats the same. It's just touching on the 100 kilo mark. Deadlift's gone over 100 kilos, but I'm having a lot of problems here with my arm, my tricep, and my lat here, and also a bit of problems in one leg. Now, I don't know, because I deadlift sumo style, I don't know whether my coach says that's like a semi-sumo style, but I've got quite short legs. I've got 29-inch inside legs, so he's only seen me with tracksuit bottoms on, so I don't know whether he realises my legs aren't that wide, or I'm not going as wide as I used to. I've got some old photographs, so I'm going to have a look at those and decide whether he's right or I'm right, or we've both got a mixture of right or I'm wrong. I think I need to start videoing myself deadlifting to see what I'm doing wrong, because I tend to pull whatever's going on this side of my body when he's not about. Now, I don't know whether, as I go up the weights, everything's going fine. I'm repping like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 kilos. And then suddenly, as soon as I get to the over 100 kilos, I'm not sure whether mentally I'm thinking, oh, that's going to be heavier, and then sit into it wrong and pull it more with my arms and my shoulders than I do with my legs. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to work on that one from next week. So doing his training program has thrown me out a little bit, and technically it's caused a few niggles and possibly an injury. If that happens, my whole intention, and I think I've mentioned this in my shorts, and maybe even another one of these, was to go back and do bench only. If I keep getting these issues with this side on deadlift, there's no point in me doing a full powerlifting competition with squat, bench and dead. I might as well stick to just bench pressing, and then just train for bench pressing and just train the rest of my body, but not going up to maxes, which is technically what I was doing before I started going to his gym. But I've made a decision to sign up to him until the end of this year. I always go away in September and October anyway, and the time I'm not back, what time I am back in Liverpool, I will then go to Greenbank Gym and train there for a couple of weeks. And then after Christmas, I'll make a decision what I'm going to do. I may go back to Greenbank and then do some months with him just before a competition. I just haven't made my mind up yet. Technically, I'm paying more for less equipment at his gym, but I don't know whether that's a mind thing that I want to use that equipment to train different elements of my body, or what. I don't really know. I know that all you need to do is squat, bench and deadlift to do a powerlifting competition. That's all you need to do. But I also miss the pec deck. I also miss dumbbells and things like that, which he hasn't got a lot of at his gym. So it's more of a barbell club for actually training for squat, bench and dead, which is why I'm there. But I do miss some of the other elements and some of the assistance exercises for that. I really do. And I also miss a bit of the environment of Greenbank Gym, but I also love the environment of his gym. So it's all a bit of a mixture. I'll work it all out in the end. As Jane says, don't make too many commitments. But all I've done is committed to his gym until December this year. And that's fine as well. So as far as feeling, I've lost 2 stone. I'm not one for posing and doing things like that, so you're not going to see too much of that. What I may do at some point in this year, if you're following my other project that I made a video on before, I may take a photograph in a window in the summer of what I look like now to compared to what I look like in my last portrait reflection project, and then you'll be able to see for yourself. So I've lost 2 stone and I've gained muscle. I've gained quite a lot of muscle, to be honest with you, and I feel better. And now I've got a bit more muscle and I'm working out and training more, I'm losing more fat. I'm burning more fat, I'm gaining more muscle, and I feel fine. Apart from these pulls and everything else, And at the end of the day, I've had back trouble, as many of you know, and obviously with the stroke and everything else, I've been very, very paranoid. That's the strangest thing is this. One of the biggest reasons I have not gone back to training since my stroke is I'm on blood thinners, and also I'm worried about damaging or tearing something like a blood vessel or something and getting a bleed. And that's been my paranoia. And also going back to doing what I'm doing, I was more worried about where I had my operation here than anything else. So I've had all these things coming into my head to say, don't do this and don't do that. And the irony is, I've gone back. The back pain I usually get every winter is still there a little bit, but it's actually better because I'm training. And the other really weird thing is, who would have thought that I've had a tear in my tricep and lat, and I've got no bruising or anything else. It just hurts when I deadlift. Who'd have thought that all the worrying about my back, my neck, my blood thinners, and at the end of the day, then I get a pull here. Who'd have thought that would happen? And that's the stupid reason why I haven't gone back to training, is because I thought, I've had back problems, I've had this problem, I've had that problem, I've had my gallbladder removed, so my stomach muscle wall will be weak. I've got a hernia repaired on the left hand side, and I've got a little bit of a hernia on the right hand side. But I thought all these things would be a problem. None of them have been a problem. So I should have gone back to training 20 years ago. If not, I should never have stopped. So if any of you are retired and you're thinking, should you train? I would say yes. Go to your doctors first, make sure it's okay. But you're never going to get a straight answer from the NHS, I'll tell you that now. But I will tell you this. I think weight training or strength training is vital for us guys that have retired around 50, 60. It's vital to go and do something every week. It's vital to go for a walk. It's vital to go to the gym. Your body needs to be trained. It needs to be tested. And if it isn't, then I think our bodies just give up and then we slowly age and die. There's a lot to be said these days about grip strength and quad strength. And grip strength, you need your grip strength as you age to be able to open a jar to feed yourself. And quad strength, you need to be able to get up if you fall over. At the moment, I am totally impressed with going back to the gym. I wish I'd done it years ago. Thanks for watching. It's probably a little bit about me this time, which is a bit selfish, but there you go. But I'm making these videos so you can watch them and be better informed. I'm also following the Glucose Goddess at the moment and everything else, and I'm looking a hell of a lot into nutrition and everything else. There's so many things going on at the moment with that, with glucose, constant glucose monitoring, and there's so much things about this carnivore diet and everything else. I don't know where nutrition's going, but I know one thing. The science behind nutrition is absolutely stunning. It's absolutely amazing. It's revolutionary. And unfortunately, it's debunked all the crap that's been put out for years that we should eat a food triangle and loads of carbs. Now it's been proved we shouldn't be doing a bit like that. A bit like the diesel. Everyone tells us to buy diesel cars, and they say, well, you can't have diesel cars anymore, blah, blah, blah. You've got to have electric. We're getting told things that, I'm not getting to conspiracy here, but getting told this is good for you, and it's not. It's quite terrible. Hopefully the science behind it nowadays, which is true science, not made up science like it was before, is telling us and showing us what we can and can't eat to help us live longer lives. Thanks very much for watching. See you on the next video. Oh, and if you're watching, watch the shorts in the morning. They may be a little bit boring sometimes, but I hope to make them more interesting as summer comes along. Take care. See you later on the video. Take care. See you on the next video.